Welcome to the testing world. In this session, I'll show you how we can create a new project. So previously we have seen we are using a project with the sample data. Data is already populated and we choose that option while installing Jira on the local machine. But now onwards, I'll show you how you can perform management activities, or I would say project management activities on Jira. Like how you can create epic, how you can create user stories, how you can create tasks, subtasks. For that, I'll create a new project and we will work on that. So here I'll show you how we can create a new project and we are going to follow Scrum model. Later on I'll show you Kanban as well, but as of now we will follow the Scrum model. So few activities we are going to perform in this session. So we will create a project, we will assign a project name, we will select methodology, we will switch to the project. But for doing this project activity, because it's a management task, so you must have administrator account. Why I'm telling this? As of now, we set up Jira on the local machine and we have an admin account. So we can easily do these activities. But when you are using Jira in your organization, might be there you do not have admin access. And I would say 99.9% you will not have admin access because there is a separate admin of the Jira. So you cannot do these activities in your organization until you get admin account. So I'll show you these operations, how to do that. You can practice it on your local machine. So first of all, I'll just move to the Jira. Okay, I'm here on the Jira. If you check it on the right hand side, we are getting administrator option. This option you will get only when you have admin account. Okay, as I go there, you will get the option of projects. I'll select the project. It shows the currently created projects over here. Would you like to create a new project? I would say yes. But before moving to that, you can check these options like project categories. So it is asking me to enter my admin password first. So you can access this section only if you are an administrator. So it shows the categories. You can define the categories. Categories means you can define a different categories like finance domain, healthcare domain. These categories can be used while creating a project. So as of now, I'm not creating any category. I have just shown you there is a concept of category as well. I'll just move to the projects. Okay, I want to create a new project. So that is create project. Okay, which methodology you want to follow? I want to follow this Scrum software development. Here you can create epic, stories, tasks, subtasks. You can create defects. Normally in software development activities, or I would say in software development projects, we are using this model. Later on, I'll show you this Kanban approach as well, methodology as well. But as of now, I'll go with the Scrum software development. Next, okay, these are the tasks. I would say issue type you are going to get. Yes, I want to keep it. Select what is the name of the project you want to give. So I'm just giving like finance management system. You can give any name. I have just given this and it has created a key for this project. Okay, what is the use of this key? Whenever you are going to create any new issue, it could be bug, it could be story, it could be subtask, all the name will be started by this key like fin and -1, -2, -3. So you will get this key when you are creating a different issues in this project. Okay, it automatically shows this is the lead of your project because I'm creating that, so I'll be the lead of this project. You can change it, but I'll keep it same because I have only one user as of now. So this will be the person who will do all the management activities on this project. Like this is the person who can create epic user stories, sprints. So this would be the person. Okay, I'll just click on the submit. A new project will be created and you can see that is the page of that new project. How you can check it's a new project? So you simply go to the project. it will show you current project. So that is a current project. Okay, now you are ready to create your stories, epic, everything you can do over here. So here we have this project page. Now I'll start creating versions, epics, that I'll show you in the next session. But now we have created a new project and we will do our activities on this new project. In this session I'll show you how we can do project management activities. So we will start doing project management activities this session onwards. So first of all, we need to understand what do you mean by project management activities. So whenever a new project is started, we need to create a project in the Jira that we have seen previously. And I'm taking example, we are using Scrum model, Scrum Agile model. So there we will have to perform a lot of tasks, like we will have to define our user stories, but before that we will have to define epic and version. In the user stories, we will have to create tasks and subtasks. So a lot of activities we have to do even before actual development or testing is going to be start. So I'll show you what all the activities we are going to perform, and then I'll show you how we can do these activities. So let's move one by one. But before moving to that, just remember this architecture, and that is the architecture of Agile. So Agile says whenever you want to work in a project, this would be the architecture. Means we can have a product or service or initiative. In that we can have multiple epics. I'll explain the epic later on, but as of now you can understand epic is like a feature which have lot of tasks to do. So these epics can be further divided to user stories, and user stories can be further divided to task and subtask. So from agile point of view, just remember this architecture. First, it will be a project or service that we are developing, which can have many epic. Each epic can have multiple user stories, and each user stories can have task, and each task can have multiple subtasks. So just remember this architecture. Now I'll show you the same structure from Jira point of view. So in Jira, when we are going for the project management activities, first of all, we will have to create a version. You can also call it release. Then we'll have to define and write epics. So we'll have to write epics, and we have seen previously inside the epics what we will have user stories. So now inside these epic you can add user stories, and these user stories will be in the backlog. Backlog is the place all the user stories will be there. As we know, in agile we are working on the sprint model, like we have to define our sprint duration, sprint cycle. So we'll have to create cycles, or we can call it sprint. Then we will add our user stories to the sprints. So I'll show you all these things in a practical approach, but as of now these are the tasks we are going to perform. Then for each user stories we will create a task and subtask. So that would be the architecture we are going to follow when we are working on Jira. Okay, let's move to the Jira first, and that was our page for the new project that we have created. Okay, if you can see, there is a concept of version. If you just click on that, it will show would you like to create a version. Yes, but it's not mandatory. If you want, yes you can. So let's take an example. For doing this complete project, we have 3 releases. So in release 1 we will do some task, in release 2 you will do some another task, in release 3 we will deliver the complete project. So these releases or versions are maintained over here. But as I told you, it's not mandatory. It might possible you have to release everything at the end. So you need not to create that. But as of now, I'll show you the complete architecture. So I'll start creating a version. Okay. I just click on the add, and here we got option of creating a version. You can give any name. I'm saying release 1. Okay. What is the description? Release and I'm taking example of e-commerce site to release new user activities. You can give any name, any description, start date, when you are going to start. So let's select the start date, which is like 17th of Feb, and that will be ended after 3 months. So it's a 16th of May or 17th of May we are going to deliver. So that is our release 1. So if you can see that release 1 is created. In the same way you can create any number of release. I'll create one more release, like I would say release 2, release admin activities, and this will be started from after first release, which is ended on 17th of May. So what we'll do, we'll start it by 20th of May, and this will be ended in August, like 26th. You can give any date. Okay, now we have a second release. By this way you can create any number of releases over here. You can call it version or release, it's up to you. That is the first task we are doing, like we are creating release or version. Now if you go here, in each release there is a concept of epics. So next I'll explain you what is epic, how to define epic. Now I'll come to how we can define and write epics. That is most important. In this session, my agenda is to show you how you can create epic here on Jira. But I'll explain epic briefly so that you can get basic understanding what is epic in Agile. So let's move to next part. First of all, we need to understand epics. So epic are the large chunk of work that can be broken down into the number of smaller pieces. So let's take an example. I have a work to define a feature, to create a new feature in my application. So this feature can include a lot of tasks to perform. So epic can be defined as a large chunk of work which can be further divided into the number of pieces. Or you can call it like epic is like a grouping of one or more features or functionalities that you need to develop in order to achieve a goal. Okay, let's take an example. I'm saying you need to develop messaging feature in your application. So messaging feature can have many different tasks. One, you need to develop simple text messages. You need to develop media transfer. You need to develop different emojis. You need to develop schedule transfer. So there is a lot of tasks which we need to perform in this messaging feature. So instant messaging feature would be an epic, and further you are developing into smaller tasks, smaller pieces, that is called user stories. So what you can understand, if you have a bigger task which can be done in 5, 10 or 20 user stories, so we will group them together and place in epic. So epic can be container of the multiple user stories. So here we can say approach in the agile, we are following the user stories, but multiple user stories which are delivering the same functionality can be grouped together and we can name it epic. Let's move to some example. I want to develop a feature in my mobile application. I already have the application, but we want to develop a new feature for last minute ticket sale. I have an application which sell movie ticket, and I want to develop a new feature for last minute ticket sales. Means there is 1 hour for show to be started and I have lot of vacant seat. So what I'll do, I'll create a feature which will try to drive sale on the last hour. In this feature we can have lot of functionality. One functionality which is sending SMS to the different registered consumer. One other functionality which is sending email to the different consumer. We have one more functionality which is sending WhatsApp messages to the different users. So the point is, here we have a feature, or I would say epic, to create a feature which will drive last minute ticket sale and which can have further many stories like sending SMS to the registered consumer is one story, sending WhatsApp messages with the coupon code to other set of users, that's one more story. So we can have many user stories in a epic. So that will be our epic, which is drive last minute ticket sale and which has further user stories as I covered. Same in the instant messaging feature of a chat application. That's a epic, which can have further sub user stories, create a simple text exchange functionality, create emoji exchange functionality, create media exchange functionality. You can pass photo, you can send photo, you can send short videos. So that will be the multiple stories, or I would say user stories inside this messaging feature. So now we got a basic understanding what is epic. Let's move to when we're writing epic, what could be the good epic name? So there are some standards you should follow for doing it. So let's understand these points. Whenever you are writing epic name, it should be the core of development or the reason why. We have to define epic name in such a way that it could be in simple language, plus it shows what exactly we are developing or why we are developing. Name of the epic should be self-explanatory, means who is checking the epic will understand, okay, what exactly you are doing in that. Any stakeholder should not go to the detail. He or she should get information from the epic name itself. Okay, what are some good epic names? One is implement photo and video sharing. If you check it here, I have just given the bad epic name. It's a IMS media file upload and send. We are not getting what all the things you are doing here, but by this epic name you are clearly getting you are going to implement a functionality for photo and video sharing. In the same way, integrate contact list from mobile and email. That is not a good name because here what exactly you are doing, it's not clear. So name should be allow user to add new contact list. So in the same way, migrate old photo and videos. Here we are saying migrate our data to the new database. So the point is, here you can see everything which is in the older database. It could be videos, photos, text, whatever. We are taking into the new database. So that is the suggestions, not rules. So it's up to you. You can follow this or you can skip this. Now I'll come to Jira and show you how you can write epics. I'll just come to Jira. Here we have different release. I'll go to the release one and we'll create epic. So just click on the epic and click on add. Okay, I want to create a new epic. What is the name you want to give? So I'm just giving the name add new messaging system. You can give the summary here. This system will help to send text, media and emojis to different users. So that is one epic we have created. By this way, you can create any number of epics. We already have one epic now. I'll create one more epic. I'll just click on this plus. My second epic would be I want to migrate data from older database to the new database. So I'm just writing migrate data from MySQL. I take an example, that's an older DB to MS SQL server. It's a new DB. So just given the name like this, and here what we are doing, migrate all videos text messages and other data from older DB to new DB. You can give summary over here. That's a name and summary. Okay, I'll just click on the create. One more epic would be created. So here, in the same way, you can create any number of epics. So we already have 2 epics. You can create any number of epics. So here in this session, we have seen what is epic, how to define epic. Later on, I'll write user stories in these epic. That's all we have. Thanks for watching this video.